So good evening, everyone. Greetings from Volt, a Viva Group company, and a very warm welcome to all the dedicated educators joining us today. It's a privilege to see so many of you here, ready to invest your time in a topic that is quite frankly at the heart of what we do, creating a nurturing and effective learning environment for our students. In a world that's constantly changing, the ability to understand and manage our emotions and to empathize with others is more critical than ever. This is the essence of social emotional intelligence, and it is the key to building emotionally intelligent classrooms. Our goal for today is to give you practical, actionable strategies that you can carry back to your schools and classrooms. We will explore why social emotional learning or SEL matters so much and how to integrate it into your school's culture. We'll also dive into simple yet powerful ACL strategies that work even in the busiest of classrooms and discuss tools to support every learner, no matter how diverse their needs. To guide us on this journey, we have an exceptional speaker, a true pioneer in the field of education. It is my honor to introduce Madam Abha Arora. With 19 years of rich experience as an educator and an author, Madam Arora is a Harvard certified trainer and a recognized change maker. Her work has touched the lives of countless students and teachers, and she is passionate about empowering educators to transform their classrooms into spaces of empathy and understanding. Please join me in extending the warmest welcome to Madam Arora. Ma'am, it's all up to you.
Thank you so much, Saket. Thank you. Hello, everyone. So, today we all are here for a lovely and a topic which is very near to my heart. It is SEL. And first of all, the only thing is what I need from everyone is please be very active and have your hands on the keyboard because I will be asking you questions and I need all the answers in the chat box. So, Saloni, can you please start the presentation? You're on mute.
It's visible?
Yes, it's
Okay.
visible. Okay. So the topic today is SEL in schools, building emotionally intelligent classrooms. So first of all, can we move to the first slide? The first. How are you feeling today? Send me an emoji in the chat box. And I want and it is okay to feel tired because I know it's a working day. You can be overwhelmed, you can be happy. It's not necessary that you have to give me happy faces. I just need your true feeling, how you are feeling right now. Yes, sleepy? See, I want honest answers. Great. Okay. Yes, sleepy but happy, busy, angry, frustrated. Perfect, perfect. Curious. So we have many words. We can label many emotions, but children can't. So before we start why SEL, I'm going to start with a story, a very short story. In a small village, there was a teacher named Meera who carried two objects into her classroom every day, a candle and a mirror. The candle was for light. She lit it each morning and told her students, "This is knowledge. It helps us see the world." The mirror was for reflection. She held it up and said, "This is your heart. It helps you see yourself." One day, a boy named Arav came to class with stormy eyes. He snapped at his friends, refused to write, and kicked his chair. The other children whispered, "He's being difficult." But Meera didn't reach for the textbook. She reached for the mirror. She knelt beside Ara and whispered, "What happening in here?" pointing gently to his chest. Tears welled up. Ara whispered, "Papa left last night. Mama cried all morning." Mira nodded. "Your heart is heavy. Let's hold it gently." She invited the class to sit in a circle. They passed the mirror around, each child sharing one feeling they carried that day. Some were light. "I'm excited for lunch." Others were heavy. "I miss my grandma." That day, no math was taught, but something deeper was learned. The next morning, Arav helped light the candle and he smiled. "Today I want to learn." So, we cannot teach if the children are not in a right state of frame of emotions. We cannot teach them. So I always say, and it is always like that, Maslow before Bloom. Your basic needs, your physiological needs, your safety, security, and it is not only with the children, it is with the humans also, it is with the adults also. We need to feel secure, we need to feel happy first, only then we can move to our next level. So I welcome all of you. So Saloni, please move to the next. If your classroom had a feeling thermometer, what would be today's reading? Describe your classroom in one word. Can I have a word? Can you please type your only one word? How would you describe your classroom in one word? Chatty. Oh, nice. Peace. Happy, energetic, interactive, vibrant, noisy. Yes. Sharing, cool, energetic, happy, sincere, interactive, disciplined, live. Amazing. Extreme. Okay. Magical, interactive. Yes. Oh, lovely, lovely. So we have, okay. So there is never a dull moment in your classrooms. So that's very nice that you have beautiful energy in the classrooms. And how do we create them and how we can do it with our existing curriculum? We are going to learn all about it today. Creative. Next. Thank you. Saloni, next. Yeah. So actually, what is SEL? SEL is social and emotional learning. It is the process through which children and adults acquire and apply the knowledge, skills, and attitudes to manage emotions, set goals, show empathy, maintain relationships, and make responsible decisions. So, there are mainly 5 points which we are going to uh, discuss today. They are self awareness, self management, responsible decision making, relationship skills, and social awareness. And you must have seen that you usually do it in your own way, but today we are only going to just polish it off. So, moving to next. Self awareness, it is recognizing one's emotions, thoughts, and values and how they influence behavior. It is about how a student realizes. I'll just give you one example, then I want you to give me some examples. A student realizes they feel anxious before group presentations and shares this with the teacher. And the teacher helps them identify the emotion and its source, encouraging them to use breathing techniques to manage it. So, how many of us are self aware? When do we feel, when do we feel excited or when do we feel fearful? So any one example where I am not talking about classroom, I'm talking about you as an individual. How, when do you realize yourself that I am aware of this thing, how I behave in certain situations? Can I have some inputs in the chat box? you feel calm. Okay. Uh, okay. I'll repeat the question. Self awareness is when you recognize your own emotions. For me, for example, I'm a pet lover and I love dogs. So if I see a dog, I will be, maybe I feel love, or maybe I feel, I feel to cuddle that pet. But for some, it will be, it might be related to fear or something. My voice is slow. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, you are audible. Perfectly.
Okay. Yeah. So, self awareness is very important. And why self awareness is so important? Because your vibe attracts your tribe. You should know what are your likes, what are your dislikes, what are your emotions, how do you behave in certain situations, why you are thinking this way, and what values you have, and how it going to affect your behavior. So the first one is the self awareness, and we are going to talk about these, how we can do it later in the curriculum. And moving to next, when I face an odd situation like learning by doing, okay, yes. Self management, regulating emotions, thoughts, and behaviors in different situations. For example, during a math test, a student starts to panic but remembers the calming strategy taught during morning meeting. They pause, breathe, and continue with focus. So, self management is, for example, I have math phobia. I don't know. I get totally blank when I see a maths paper. So how can I regulate my emotions? Because I have prepared for the exam, but I am, right now I'm panicking. So my ma'am has told me how to regulate myself during these kind of situations. So that can help. So what are the different self management? What do we do when we feel angry? Can I have some quick answers in the chat box? What do you do when you feel angry? You take a deep breath, okay? Count to 10, meditation, silence, walking, mindful exercise, introspect, silence, reverse counting, stay calm, okay? Okay. So, is it always good to stay calm? If you feel angry, is it always okay to stay calm? So sometimes we need to express ourselves, because when we put on a lot of emotions inside, one day they pile up and we burst. So we need to know, it is, if I have a right to express myself, then the other also has the right to not feel offended by my words. So, what I can do, what I can teach my children, the proper way of communication, and how to self manage my emotions, and how to express myself with proper vocabulary, which is respectful also, and which expresses me too. So we are going to talk about the self-management things also. Next. The third is social awareness. The definition of this is showing empathy, understanding social norms, and recognizing others' perspectives, which is very important these days. We might, you must have seen people recording an accident rather than helping others, helping that person, helping the victim. So what we lack, it is the empathy. So a student notices a classmate is upset and offers to sit with them during lunch. Later, they ask the teacher how they can help more. So, why do you think empathy is so important? Just one word. Why empathy is so important? Can I have in the chat box? Why? To focus on goals, okay? Responsibility, to know about others, to feel safe, to walk in others' boots, Yes, very nice. Because it is all about perspective taking. It's not that only I am right. It's not that only the other one is right. Let's talk and let's understand each other's perspective and how we can come to a certain point where we both are in a win-win situation. So, social awareness is required and it is an acquired skill. We need to work on it. And how we can do that? We can do it with our curriculum, with our very small such activities where we can teach our students, which we will be doing later. The fourth skill is relationship skills. Establishing and maintaining healthy relationships through communication, cooperation, and conflict resolutions. So, why the skill is so important to enhance or to work on this relationship skills in 21st century? Because we all are in we are in nuclear families. Earlier we used to live in joint families, and from each other we used to learn so many skills, how to keep how to respect others, how to sometimes we need to keep quiet, not to speak, just to show that we understand. So these are very these are very small gestures that we need to learn in the when we want good relationship skills. But now we need to work, and now we need to inculcate these skills in our curriculum, because we are no more in joint families. And even if we are, we all are very, elders are very busy with their own life. And this is a very honest scenario these days, that even parents are not free to talk about these skills with their children. So who has the now the responsibility is on us teachers, that we have to work on these relationship skills as well. So I'll give you an example. When two students argue during a group project, the teacher guides them through a peer mediation process where they express feelings, listen actively, and agree on a solution. So, moving to fifth, the next is responsible decision making. Very, very, very important, because we have a tendency to spoon feed our children. Oh, wear this clothes, have this thing, eat this, read this book. So we don't let our children free. As a parent, I'm not talking as a teacher. I'm talking as as a parent. Like, we want to give best to our child, and so sometimes we take decisions from their end, which is not good for them, because decisions cannot be good always. Children need to take decisions. Children need to learn how to take decisions and take the responsibility of their decision. So, making ethical, constructive choices about personal and social behavior. We also need to ensure that we make responsible decision makers through our curriculum. An example is, a student finds a lost wallet in the hallway and chooses to turn it to the office, even though no one saw them picking it up. So these are very small. And do you think that all these five skills are interconnected? Anyone? Can I have an answer in the chat box? Yes. If a child is self aware, the child will be able to manage him or herself, and then will be able to make a responsible decision. So it is not that only one skill is important. We need to have all the five skills. We need to develop all these five skills, and these all develop side by side. And how do we do it? Yes. Thank you so much for being so active on the chat box. Thank you very much. Yes, overall grooming is required side by side. So, what do you think? Which of these five skills do you wish you had learned in your school? Out of these five, which was the most important one and you wish you had learned in your school? In the self-management, yes. Self-awareness, self-awareness. All, okay. Yes, yes. Confidence, management. Yes, self-awareness. We were not taught self-awareness. So how many of you opted for science, math, or whatever stream you opted, it was your choice. So give me a thumbs up if it was your choice, and thumbs down if it was told to you to opt for that. Okay, I can see many thumbs ups. Yeah. Oh, thank you for the honesty. I can see some thumbs down also. Yes. Because some of us were forced to take science. Some of us were forced to take commerce. Because science means, oh, bacha is very intelligent, right? And that boosts a parent's ego. And if a child if a child has opted for arts, that means no, the child is not very intelligent, right? And then we opted for, because why we opted? Because we were not self-aware. We were not aware what subject we wanted to learn. And gradually, what happened? Yeah, I could see some very, thank you for being so honest with the thumb down. Yes. Yes, now the scenario has been changed a lot. That's why I'm asking, which of these skills do you wish you had learned in school? Had I been so aware about my choices, or if I was so self aware, I would have opted for some other subject, right? And there might be, the thing must be my learning must be different. I must be more contented with my choice. Yes. Moving to next. So why SEL matters? Would you believe if I say that SEL improves math scores? There is no connection between maths and SEL, yes? It does? Okay. No. So you would not believe that if I say that SEL improves math score. Okay. So how many no's and how many yes? Okay. I can see more yes rather than no's. Yes. It does? Yes, it does. SEL is very important. Why it is important? Because our brain, there is one part of the brain which is amygdala, which works only when we feel happy and safe. If that part of the brain is little bit stressed, if you feel stressed, if you feel unhappy, if you feel that you are in a not very safe zone, it shuts down. It becomes very super, it becomes active, and then you become in a fight or flight mode. And more stress, yes, it reduces anxiety. Yes, SEL reduces anxiety. But if we do not think about a child's mental state before starting any concept, before teaching the child, the amygdala doesn't let the child learn anything. It shuts down. And what are the ways we shut down a child's learning thing? When we shout in the classroom, when we do not listen to the child, if somebody has something to say and we just snub them, oh, later, later. You are in a rush to finish your curriculum, and all of a sudden the child has to go to the washroom, and it's a nature's call. The child cannot control it. But I say, no, 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 you can't go right now. I have to finish. This is a very important concept. You can't leave the class right now. Do you think the child who has not gone to the washroom is sitting in the classroom will be able to focus? No, no. The child will not be able to focus. So that's why SEL matters, because we want all the children to feel secure in the classroom. And if they feel secure, only then they can learn anything for a longer time. Because our left brain, our body, our brain is the, I'll just divide it into two very simple parts, the left brain and the right brain. Left brain is your short term memory, and your right brain is your long term memory. Left brain is for all the cognitive things. Whatever you learn ABC, you learn photosynthesis, you learn about solar system, it goes to your left. And your right brain is responsible for creativity, colors, emotions, and this is for the long-term memory. So whatever you learn here, if it is done through all the activities that makes you happy, that will go to your right eye as well. And then the child will be able to retrieve it after a longer duration also, after a longer time. So that's why SEL matters. And yes, SEL improves scores, not only in maths, it improves score in all the subjects. Moving to next. Thank you. So a quick, I want all these four answers. Either give me answers in false if it is true or it is false. Kindly give me all the answers at one go, huh? So SEL is only for counselors. SEL takes time away from academics. SEL improves academic performance, and SEL is only relevant in primary grades. Give me all four together. I will not be able to. Yes. No, no, yes, no. Okay. Great. Yes. SEL is only for counselors? No. SEL is for everyone. SEL is not only for the teachers, SEL is for the parents, SEL is for the grandparents, SEL is for the principal, SEL for the doctors, SEL is for everyone, SEL for humans to feel human. SEL takes time away from academics? False. Because we have to integrate it along our academic. SEL improves academic performance? True. And SEL is only relevant in primary grades? Not at all. It's false. SEL is very important at all stages of our life. I will not even say in the classrooms, I will not say only in the schools. SEL is important throughout your life. SEL is important when you interact with your colleagues. SEL is important if you are a doctor, when you interact with your patients. So SEL is something very important because, yes, so good for improving the ways of learning and teaching. Moving to next. Is there any research that shows that SEL is, it benefits? So there is an example, I will not name the schools, but there is a school in Delhi that saw a 30% drop in disciplinary cases after integrating SEL into morning routines. A rural school in Maharashtra improved math scores by embedding SEL into group problem solving activities. And yes, there are researchers, and there are some for foreign countries as well. But I thought of not putting it here because we are here for the Indian setup. Because usually we get these that it is not possible in an Indian setup. We have many children. We have to take care of 30 to 40 children in a class with single teacher. It is not possible to integrate SEL in the classroom or do any activity in the classroom. So today we are going to discuss certain activities which are very easy to implement in the classroom, and that too with 30 or 40 or 50 children in the classroom. Next. So, what do you think if you are in my classroom? What will make a classroom feel emotionally safe? Can I have it in the chat box? If you are in my classroom, how you will feel emotionally safe? What do you think? Okay. No. What do you think? Okay, teacher student connect should be there. Yes. Smiling, of course. Motherly behavior, bonding, trust, approachable, confident. Okay. Faith, room for discussion. Very good. Storytelling, free to speak. Amazing. Amazing. Mutual trust, two-way communication, expressive, comfortable, belongingness. Amazing. Yes, this is something not new for everyone. Of course. Of course. Frank, self-independent, freedom to speak. Amazing. Connection should be there. Understanding. Listening ear. Very nice. So moving to next. The classroom should have respectful relationships. Teachers and students greet each other warmly. So, this is something that will make my classroom respectful and emotionally safe. And mistakes are treated as learning opportunities and not reasons for embarrassment. You know, we usually, why do you think children feel safe and they enjoy writing on whiteboard rather than on a notebook? Is there any logic? Why children Is there any logic why children love to work or solve any question on the whiteboard or on the board rather than solving it in a notebook? Okay, white space, friendly. Okay, okay, good feeling. If I say that when they solve a question on whiteboard, they can erase it. But if I'm talking about the students, after grade 4 or 5, when they start using pens, there is no scope of erasing that pen mark. So there is always a fear of judgment. And then they treat it as a mistake. Yes. Yeah. They feel they get okay. So here there is a different angle. So where you are not judged for your mistakes, where there is a scope for improvement, children learn better when they don't have to cut on the notebook, and when they are not reminded of their mistake again and again, they are ready to explore more. So that's why when mistakes are not treated as learning opportunities, oh, tum rehne do, you don't do it. You did it wrong last time. Okay, you stand up and you do it. I know you can do. So is it respectful for that child? No, no. So we all have to give a learning space, a respectful relationship with each other. It is not only that I, as a teacher, I should get the respect. I should also give respect to my students. Next, clear and consistent expectations. So, classroom agreements are co created and visible. What we can do, we can have those timetables in the classroom, and the agreements should be there. Okay, today how we are going to select the line manager, how we are going to select the electricity helper. So there should be agreements created by everybody's uh, everybody should have a chance to speak how we can make the rules in the classroom, and everybody knows what is expected and feels secure in the structure. For example, I'll give you just a very small example of this. There in the zero period and in the first period, I have to I, as a student, right now I'm a student, and I know that I have prepared for an exam, and this exam will be taken in zero period and first period. But all of a sudden, it changes. Now the exam will be uh, in period 5 and 6. What will be my mental state now? In the chat box, please. Usually, I will be anxious, yes. I will not feel good. I'll panic. I'll be tense. I'll be disappointed. Yes. And the burden continues. Yes, I will be off track. Yes. So there should be some system, and everybody should, yes. Yes. Yeah. Fear of forgetting answers. Very nice. Yes. Oh no. Yes. Yeah. Furious because I have prepared so well, and I know all the papers on all the exams I have given in zero period and first period. But today, what happened? Now I'm supposed to give, and I have to remember so many things. I'm talking about children who are very young, and still there is anxiety related to the question paper. So there should be clear and consistent routines in the classroom, and the expectations should be clear for the child to feel secure. They need routines. Next, active listening, very important. And I will not say only in the classroom. Active listening is important everywhere. You would not like to talk to someone who's just looking at their phone and scrolling and what happened, so this is not active listening. For active listening, you need to look at the child or the person who's just sitting next to you, and listen without interrupting, and give your feedback or add to the conversation while looking in the eyes, or while facing the person. Very important for the classrooms as well, for the teachers and peers. When they listen without interrupting, we need to teach them these things, because even at home, children are not getting this active listening. Parents are so busy on their phones or on their laptops, either for leisure activities or for their work, that we often forget. We have forgotten the art of listening. We have forgotten the art of speaking, how we need to talk to the others. So if a child is not able to speak at home, is not able to express at home, the child should have that atmosphere in the classroom, where the child can express him or her freely and feel heard and understood by the teacher. Can you give me one example? If your students come to you and tell you things which they might not have shared with others, have you experienced this thing? Yes, it happens. And it happens in pre primary a lot. We know their relatives, we know their neighbors, we know everybody who visits them, we know their dudwala, everyone. Yes, always. Yes. Yes, even in high school too. Yes, mostly in pre-primary, but these days even children, because I will not say that adults don't have time for the children. These days even children don't have time for their peers. They are more busy in playing PUBG rather than talking to their friends. Yes. Children tell each and everything. Yes, yes, yes. And it's not always good. They are going to come to you with their feelings, they are going to come to you with their problems, and sometimes it becomes overwhelming for the teachers as well, because you are also a human, right? So you also have the limited time period in the classroom. And then what we can do, we can make some buddy systems, which we are going to, do it later in the during the webinar. But yes, active listening is very important, very, very important, and which is not only for teachers and peers, it is between teachers and teachers, and it is between teachers and peers, and between peer and within a student with student. Next, encouragement and positive feedback. Very important. We all thrive and we all look forward to not only for positive feedback. Feedback is something which is important, but how we give feedback, that is very important. So efforts should be praised, not just achievement. So effort for doing any work. For example, a child is not good in drawing, but still has managed to make something. So that child should be praised for the effort, and students should be encouraged to try new things and take risks. If I ask you, all of you, to think of a scenery, what you are going to draw on a blank piece of paper? What is what you are going to draw? If I ask you to draw a scenery, two mountains or three mountains, one river, one one hut. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, we all. And then one coconut tree as well. Oh, I'm getting some good answers here. Very nice. And why do we need this thing? Why do we want children to think differently? And why do we want our children to take risk? Because we want our children to be entrepreneurs. We are in 21st century and we are not into rote learning. And if there is no rote learning, see, rote learning is a um, short way of getting full marks. But if a student is encouraged to try new things, that means we are making independent thinkers. We are encouraging critical thinking. And for that, if a child gives an answer which is not as expected by me, or maybe I have not thought about it, I have my own limitations, and the child thinks in a different way. So if I snub that child there, so do you think that the child is going to give me some other, the answers, the different answers in the future? No. So we should encourage positive feedback, and the feedback should be in a sandwich way. Start with a positive, then the scope of improvement, and then one more positive. And this is the way to give a feedback. Next, inclusivity. So what does inclusivity means? We are in a country where all the children come from diverse backgrounds, where different abilities and perspectives are celebrated. We need to celebrate all their diversities, abilities, and perspective. And no one feels left out because of who they are. So, what do you think? What different kind of backgrounds we get children from? Yes, everyone is unique. So, what type of inclusivity we are looking for in the classroom? Same education for all. Okay, irrespective of gender, irrespective of financial or economical this thing. Everyone has different talent. Okay, multiple intelligence. Yes, yes, equality and respect. So, a child with physical disabilities, you are welcome in the classroom. A child with different language, you are welcome in the classroom. A child with the child who loves to learn who is a visual learner, you are welcome in my classroom. If you are an audio learner, you are welcome in my classroom. All type of learners are welcome in my classroom. So that is inclusivity. And no one feels left out. Oh, ma'am is doing only the drama, 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 and I'm not a drama person. Right? I'm not into storytelling. I am more creative person. I want to draw something. So as a teacher, I should have something or the other to make that child feel inclusive. Yes, I thought about you too while designing the lesson plan. So I have not only planned for the visual and for the for the storytelling or for the audio people. I have something for you too. Yes, equal treatment and friendly environment. Very nice. Moving to next. Saloni?
Is it visible? Safe spaces?
I can't see. I'm stuck on it. Yeah, safe spaces. So there is a calm down corner or a quiet area for students who need a break. See, we all can burn out, right? We have our, sometimes not every day is the same day. Sometimes we are at the peak of our energy and sometimes we are down. Sometimes we don't feel like studying. Sometimes we want to do all. So there should be a safe space in the classroom where the child can sit and calm himself or herself, give and practice those calming techniques which we have taught the child during throughout the year, and how you can make yourself calm and then come back to the classroom. And students should know that they can ask for help whenever they are overwhelmed, because maybe initially I told you maybe I'm not good in maths, and maths gives me I get anxious in the classroom. So I am not in the mood, or I'm not in the right state of my mind to study right now. What I can do, I can go to that calm down corner, I do some techniques, I make myself ready for the class, and then come back. So there should be a place in the classroom. Maybe you can keep a chair, or you can have some scribbling area, or you can have, beads or something like that. Maybe, sometimes tearing paper also calms down the child. So we can have these kind of safe spaces in the classroom. Yes. Yes. Creativity corner can be there. Open communication. So this is also something very important for a classroom to be inclusive. It is students are invited to share their feelings and opinions. Teachers model vulnerability by sharing their own emotions appropriately. So naming emotions is very difficult. For angry, I need not to be angry in certain situations, but I don't know how to label it and how to express myself. So what I need proper vocabulary. I need to understand how I am feeling and what is the intensity of the feeling. And the child should know that I can talk about my feelings with the teacher. And teacher is not someone who is always in the good mood, or teacher is also human. Teacher also experience all kind of emotions, but she is the person, or he or she is the person who knows how to manage her emotions. So I should approach him or her and share my emotions so that I can also manage my emotion. So that is what we want in our classroom. So we need open communication. Yes, next. Zero tolerance for bullying. There should not be any bullying in the classroom. Why? Again, it is related to the amygdala. If I am bullied by someone, I will be under stress. And if I am under stress, my brain will shut down. All the learning will be closed. I will not be able to learn anything. So there should not be any bullying in the classroom. And bullying and teasing should be addressed immediately and firmly. and students should trust their children, their adults, that they, both type of children, they should know that if I am bullied by someone, then it will be taken care well by the adult, and the other child who is bullying should have a proper counseling by the adult, so that he or she realize what he or she is doing to the others. So on one child who is the victim, who is at the receiving end, should have that trust in the teacher, and the one who's bullying, the teacher's role is to inculcate empathy in that child. So all the things are related, and we need to work. And first of all, my classroom should have zero tolerance for bullying. Next, opportunities for choice and voice. So students should have a say in the classroom decisions and activities. Yes, their ideas and preferences are respected. So we all will, we all love our freedom. We fought for it. We Indians, we fought for our freedom. So we need freedom to express ourselves. We need freedom to choose the way we want to learn. So what we can do in our lesson plans, we can have a scope. How do you want to learn this? You want to learn this through an activity in the playground, or you want to learn it through a clay activity in the classroom, or you want to learn it through drawing. So there should be choices in your lesson plans. Yes. And it's not that, and then we can also take voting. What is, because if you have given three choices, of course everyone is going to give them their choice. So we can also have that perspective taking, turn taking ability, and to respect the, respect everybody's, um what do we call that, that, yeah. So we welcome their opinions. Yes. So if the majority says that we want to go to the playground and then we want to learn addition, we do that. If the majority says that we want to learn through drawing, then let's do that. So, okay, for the next time, we are going to do this. So, yes, we can take, this is also empathy, kind of empathy and perspective taking. Next, celebration of effort and growth. Progress is recognized, not just perfection. So, if a child has moved from C to B score and has not reached 8 till now, please appreciate and recognize. Oh, wow, I really like this. No, I really like that. Now there are less errors in your your mathematics questions, or there are less spelling errors in your answers now. So I know you can do better, but yes, I really appreciate this. So what do you think? Is it good? Yes, positive reinforcement. Is it encouraging? Yes. And the growth mindset language is used regularly. What is the difference between fixed mindset and growth mindset? If I give you one example, I can't learn tables. Okay, one statement. I don't know the table yet, but I am learning. What is the difference between these two statements? The first one, I can't learn tables. Yes, the first one is fixed. There is no scope of growth. No, no scope. That means I have given an instruction to my mind that I cannot learn. But in the second statement, I have realized that now I don't know. I don't know the answer, but yes, I'm trying my best, and yes, I will succeed in my efforts. So the progress and the growth mindset should be incorporated in the classrooms. And you can't do this, or you can't do this yet, but I know you can do it in future. So these kind of statements are the we need to make our children understand that this is the way you need to talk to yourself also. It is not a teacher's talk, it is also how you need to talk to yourself. There are two types of motivation. One is intrinsic, one is extrinsic. Extrinsic is what a teacher can offer, but intrinsic is what a child has to give to himself or herself. And that can be done through growth mindset language. I can't do this now, but yes, I can do it later. Yes. Next. So, what are the examples of inclusive practices? We have just talked about what is a safe classroom. What are the examples of inclusive practices? It is co-create rules and expectations with students and ensuring everyone's voice is heard. So I attend. There was a workshop I gave, and some teachers only told me what they do before starting any activity. They write rules on the board after discussing with the children. If it is a group activity, they write down uh, what type of voice is allowed in the classroom, what you can share in the classroom, what you cannot do. So these are the rules which are set up by the students only, because when we are dealing with the children and when they have to do group activities, they yes, so there is the classroom policies. So if you create these kind of rules before starting any activity, they are going to follow it because they are made by themselves. And pronouncing names correctly is very important. Why? My son's name is Krishiv, Krishiv, but usually people call him Krishav, which personally I do not like. Same way, these days children also do not like mispronounced names. So, what we can ask when we start a classroom, or if you are new to the classroom, if the child is new to your class, so please ask, how do you pronounce your name? Can you please help me? Yeah. So that the child feels, yes, ma'am is interested in knowing my name. And if you add, do you know the meaning of your name? Can you tell me? So that also gives a feeling of connectedness. Yes, ma'am is interested in me. I am not someone, I am not one of her student. I am a student for her. And celebrating diversity, acknowledge and celebrate festivals, language, and traditions from all cultures represented in your classroom. So please try, if it is not possible to celebrate, small things, maybe the birthdays or a regional thing. If a child is from somewhere from the Assam and we do not celebrate here in North India, so we can ask the child, can you please share how do you celebrate in your place? So at your place, how do you celebrate it? So let the child feel connected. Let the child feel that yes, I am also appreciated. I matter in the classroom, and I matter. So please celebrate the diversity and flexible seating. Please, there is an activity what you can do, a very simple activity. You can, before starting your session, or but now we are in the middle of the session. Still, what you can do, you can give one ice cream stick to all the students. Ask them to write down their names on it, right? And then you can collect those ice cream sticks and keep it on the counter, and every day pick two sticks, and those two can sit together. Why this flexible seating is going to help? Can anybody tell me what is the logic behind this activity? When uh, either children can pick two ice cream sticks, or you can pick two ice cream sticks. Peer connection, learn to accommodate, very good. If someone is uncomfortable with other, yes. Peer connection, adjustment, yes. Make more friends, yes. Backbenchers also come in front, yes. Yes. They can connect with each other, yes. Very important. Why bullying happens when I am not friends? Maybe Saloni is a part of other group. When we sit with only certain set of friends, we tend to make groups in the classroom. I am not part of that group. I'm not going to help him or her. So that time bullying happens. But if I know I might have to sit with Saloni tomorrow, do you think I'll bully her? No. I will not bully Saloni because I know that maybe tomorrow I have to sit with her. So, yes, everybody needs to interact more with each other and they all become friends in the classroom. And the buddy system also, pair a new or shy student with a peer buddy to help them feel included. That we usually do, right? Restorative circles, use talking circles to resolve conflicts and build community. So make children sit and give them an example through a story and then ask them how to resolve this conflict. Let them come up with their own answers, with their own solutions. Choice in assignments, which we have already done, like offer students option in how they demonstrate their learning. I have given you, we have shared, we have discussed about adjectives. Now it is on you how you are going to show me that you have learned it. Either you can show me through drawing, you can give me some examples, your presentation, or you can write on it. And the safe spaces, please have a calm down corner or quiet area for students who need a break. Next, morning meetings, very important. Start the day with a check-in where every student can share how they are feeling. The story I shared initially, it is very important for the child to be mindful of their present mental state, how they are feeling, because maybe today I was not interested in coming to the school, but I was sent forcefully. So I am not in a mood to study today. So I need to tell this, I need to tell this to my teacher also, and I need to acknowledge my feeling so that my teacher can bring me back to the current state in or in a learning zone. So these morning meetings are very important. Just a quick 5 minute kind of activity where everybody can see, everybody can sit in a circle and check how you are feeling today. Inclusive language. Use language that respect all genders, backgrounds, and abilities. Please be very, very, very mindful of what type of language we are using in the classroom, because sometimes we unintentionally hurt children. So if a child is hurt, again, learning will not happen. Student-led activities give students opportunity to lead discussions, activities, or classroom jobs. Very important. When they feel responsible, they make certain decisions, and those decisions help in making them responsible decision maker. And family engagements should be there. Involve families in classroom activities and communicate in their preferred languages. So these are some of the examples of inclusive practices that you can do. So again, for the zero tolerance bullying, we can have some anti-bullying policies, and we can also, children should know that whatever they are doing in the classroom, it's all is recorded. That is the part of HPC now. And celebrate achievements, open door policy. Anybody can come and talk to me. and regular feedbacks. Ask students for feedback on classroom climate and make adjustments as needed. So, what is classroom climate? Maybe children can say, "Ma'am, we are not very happy with the visuals in the classroom. So we can just adjust it, take their help. So that will be their input, how they want their classroom to be, what type of visuals they need in their classroom. Yes, they can do it. So that is also part of inclusive practices. Next. Differentiated instruction. Yes, this is also is I have also shared that adjust your lessons to cater to different learning styles and abilities. So please make it for VARK, visual, audio, reading, and kinesthetic learners. Visual representations, display posters, books, and materials that reflect the diversity of your students, because all the students are not visual learners, all the students are not audio ones, or the readers, or the kinesthetic ones. We should have for everyone, we should cater to all types of learners. So visual schedules, the timetables, helps in the predictability. Okay, what comes after English period? Okay, Hindi will come. What comes after Hindi? Oh, sports one. So why this predictability is very important, because children need routine to feel safe. And accessible materials, like provide resources in multiple formats, audio, large print, translated versions, to meet diverse learning needs. Maybe some are not native Hindi children, or they need some help. So we can take the help of AI, which is already already discussed with Volt seminar. So how you can take AI's help in making the material accessible, or to translate something for the children who are not very good in English or in Hindi, or something, or any other language which is of your state. So you can take AI's help to make the material accessible for the children. Next. How I can embed it, SEL into mathematics. So self management, teach students to pause and breathe when they feel stuck on a problem. So there are mindful breathing exercises. For example, smell like a flower and blow a candle. So this helps in regulating the system, and a child can focus more on the maths problem. Responsible decision making can also be embedded in your mathematics, where ask students to explain why they chose a particular strategy to solve a problem. For example, I want to calculate how many apples I need to buy if I want to give two apples each to 20 people. So then give them choice. What strategy you want to apply here? You want to apply repeated addition, or you don't have to give them an option. They should come up with this strategy. So that, or you want to do it with through multiplication. So that is the responsible decision making, and then ask them why you opted for this strategy. Collaboration. Use group problem solving to build relationship skills and teamwork. Everybody is not good in everything, but when we all are together, we make a great team. And this is what we want our children to learn, right? So collaboration during any activity. Maybe I am good in analyzing the problem. The other one is quick in calculation. The other is very good with the writing of the statements. So this, all of us have different learning styles. We three have different abilities, but yes, when we three work together, we come up with a very good answer. Hey, so this collaboration is important, and that can be embedded in your mathematics curriculum. And then reflection. After solving a problem, ask, how did you feel during this task? What do you think when I ask you, how did you feel during this task? Which skill I am working on? When you think about your thinking, that is metacognition. And this is, can you tell me in the chat box? Can you tell me in the chat box? If I think about how did I feel during this task, what is that? It is self awareness. So when you do it, when you ask children about their thinking process, that is self awareness. And yes, what can also be done? Yes, next, how I can how I can integrate or SEL into science, social awareness. Discuss the impact of scientific discoveries on different communities. You can talk about how, the discovery of mercury helped us. And empathy, explore environmental issues and how they affect people globally. So you can empathize, you can ask questions like environmental issues, like what do you think, what happens if a child or if people, there is extreme cold, how do you think it, because of the climate change, there is extreme cold or extreme heat, how it is going to affect people globally. So we can talk about environmental issues and empathy altogether. Then critical thinking, use experiments to teach responsible decision making and ethical considerations. For example, animal testing or pollution, and let them, experiment and ask them, do you think that animal testing is good or bad? Why? How? What are the other ways of doing it? So let them think of other critical ways of how they can test something without testing them on animals. Group labs encourage respectful communication and shared responsibilities. Again, let's not make it one on one kind of lab exposure. Let's make groups so that they all have their own superpowers and all of them can help each other. So again, collaboration and relationship skills can be worked on through this group lab. How we can embedding SEL into language and literacy? Very easy. Self awareness. Use journaling to help students reflect on their emotions and experiences. For example, if I ask you how you are feeling right now, can you give me a paragraph? So yes, you can. How you are feeling right now? Just give me 2 or 3 sentences. You can do that. Perspective taking you can teach. For example, analyze characters, emotions, and motivation in stories. For example, I give you an example of Hare and the Tortoise story. You can ask children, can you write the dialogues between can you write the mental state, can you write about the mental state of tortoise, how it was thinking during the race? So you know you will help them with the perspective taking. Then empathy, read diverse texts that represent different cultures, identities, and challenges. Very easy to do. And conflict resolution, role play scenes from literature to practice communication and problem solving. So these are something for language and literacy. It is very easy to incorporate SEL in the curriculum. And Volt has some beautiful these activities embedded in their curriculum in all the subjects. You can just check. Saloni, next. Daily SEL routines we need to make. The morning meetings, what we can add in the morning meetings, we can have greeting circle, we can have feelings check-in, and we can have question of the day. You know? So what is in the greeting circle? Say hello to someone you haven't spoken to this week. Beautiful question. Feeling check in. What's one word to describe how you are feeling today? This is something which we can do every day. And question of the day is, what's one thing you are proud of this week? So this is gratitude also. Children should be taught how to be grateful about things they have. Next, uh, transitions, mindful movement, use breathing or stretching between subjects. Very easy to do. For example, touch your nose, touch your ear, touch your lips, touch your hand, touch your head, something like that. Or breathing exercising or stretching between the two subjects. And then reflection prompts. What did you learn about yourself during this activity? This is about self awareness and the gratitude pause. Before we move on, let's each share one thing we are grateful for and we are thankful for. It can be, I'm thankful for the beautiful day today. I'm thankful for Volt to have the seminar today. I am grateful for Saloni to take care of the PPTs today. I am grateful for all the audience here who are so active in the chat box. So I'm thankful for many things, and we need to tell our children that we need to show our gratitude. Next, check-ins. Traffic light check-in. It is the red is struggling, yellow is okay, green is great. So use cards or digital tools. You can just after the activity you can ask, what do you feel? You are feeling red, you are feeling yellow, or you are feeling green. So after teaching the concept, let's see how many reds you get and how many yellows you get. Emoji chart, students point to or select an emoji that reflects their mood. Sometimes we lack vocabulary to tell how we feel, even as adults. We cannot pinpoint to the emotion we feel. So these emoji charts can help. And 1 minute journal, only 1 minute journal. Today I feel dash because dash. That's it. Only to bring the child back to the moment, back to the present. And you cannot pour out of an empty cup. This is my favorite line. So, be the SEL you teach. Students learn more from what we do than what we say. So, you are the role models. You have to work on yourself first, because we only pour what we have in our side, in inside. So, if I am good with my SEL, only then I will be able to pour that in the classroom. Next. So, self awareness, acknowledge your emotions. As a teacher, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed, so I'm going to take a deep breath before we continue. So, this I can do in front of my children to show that I also need all these strategies which I am teaching you. So, self management, stay calm during disruptions, use grounding techniques in front of students. If there is chaos in the classroom, please do not shout, and make some, you can just switch off the light and then on. I'll make it 3 times and then everybody need to be quiet. So these are something, when I will not show anger, the children will also know, yes, that you don't have to show anger always to make others quiet or to make yourself audible. Social awareness, show empathy. It seems like you are having a tough day. Want to talk about it later? If you see a child that who's struggling and is facing that, the child is not himself or herself, you can show that you matter, child. I want to talk about it. So let's talk about it after the class. Relationship skills, use respectful language, active listening, and conflict resolution strategies. This is how teacher can model it. And responsible decision making, admit mistakes and model accountability. I misunderstood that earlier. Thank you for pointing it out. And please do not shy away in saying sorry to your children if you think you have done something wrong, because to err is human. It's okay to have but accountability is very important, and children also feel that they are teacher is also okay with accepting mistakes. So Tools for teachers, SEL modeling. I feel statements to express emotions constructively. Mindful transitions. Take 30 seconds of silence before starting a new subject. Repair conversations. Apologize when needed and model how to make amends. And daily reflection. End the day with a what went well moment for yourself. This is all for the teachers, not for the students. Next. We can skip this, Saloni. All we can skip all. One more. So, what's one SEL idea you will try tomorrow? Everyone in the chat box, write a note to your future self as an SEL champion. Only one idea you are definitely going to try tomorrow. Deep breath. Okay. What else? Flexible seating. You like the idea? Gratitude. Ice cream sticks idea. Yeah. Traffic light. Okay. Wonderful. Calming corner. Morning meetings. More polite. Yes. Flexible seating. I think everybody, if I say so, everybody like that ice cream stick activity. Yeah. Yeah. On Mondays that can be done. And that will also help in the art integration concept. So thank you everyone for being such an active participant. Thank you so much for two-way, a webinar which is two-way. Thank you so much everyone. Over to you, Saloni.
All right, ma'am, we have a few questions that I've received from Facebook, and I would request all of you, if in case you have any questions, you can raise your hands and we'll allow you to unmute yourself, and or you can maybe put it in the chat box. We'll take it up. So there's one question that I would like to ask. 1 minute. This is from Gurpreet Buller, ma'am. She's asking how to cater the need of brilliant and slow learners in 40-minute period.
So it is not that first of all, who has labeled that child as a slow learner? Is it you or the counselor? Because we are not equipped. If I am not a properly trained counselor, I cannot label a child a slow learner. If a child is a slow learner, uh, you know um, then we can have a buddy system for the child. We can ask counselors to take it, and we can take their help. Then we have shadow teacher concept also. So there are million ways of doing it. First of all, the intention should be there that I want to help that child. So there, where there is a will, there is a way. So that is the way we can do.
All right. Any further questions? Okay, I can see one question from Wasim Kar. How we can manage who have separation anxiety?
How we can, so separation anxiety arises when a child feels unsafe in the classroom because the child has been moved away from his or her safe space and sent to your classroom. So what is my role right now? My role is to make the child so comfortable that now he or she feels that this is also my safe space. I can be a part, I am also welcome here. And the only thing, you matter, bacha. So if you give that unconditional love, then separation anxiety can be taken care of.
There's one more question. How can we manage a hyperactive child in classroom? It is from Pooja Suyal ma'am from Hyderabad.
Okay. So children are supposed to be hyperactive. Huh? So if you say that if a child sits for more than 5 minutes, that child is not studying in your classroom. Huh? I'm telling you this thing. So a child, we all have our own concentration level. So everybody has their own learning style. Make it inclusive. I'll give you an example. There was a child in my classroom, never used to sit in the classroom, used to hover around, and like an aeroplane. But once he goes back to home, he used to tell word by word whatever I used to teach in the class. So it is not that the learning happens only when the child is sitting and listening. No, learning happens while walking, while observing, while hovering around, while running around. So, learning is happening, but it is not happening in the way I want it to be. So, for that, I need to change my perspective as a teacher that all the children, they all have their own learning style. I just need to ensure that I just need to check, assess whether the child has understood or not. Moving around in the classroom, so that is something different. But learning is happening for sure.
Okay. There are many questions that are being asked in the chat box. One of it is from Akanksha Bhargav. She's asking, high school children are rebellious and sometimes cannot be dealt with love. What can be done for them?
When a child cannot be dealt with love, that means that child needs most love. That child needs most of the love because that child is not loved at home. That child is not loved in the classroom, and that is a cry for love. You need to understand that child from where that child is coming from. So it is not that the child is difficult. No one is difficult. It is just our understanding. We feel that this is the correct way. This is the behavior that is acceptable. You need to have one to one with that child. This is a saying that if a child is not loved at home, then it is a teacher's responsibility to give that love. Otherwise, that child will be lost somewhere between teacher and parent.
There's a lot of expectations that we have from teachers, right?
Yes, yes, yes. We are the second mothers.
Absolutely. So there's one question on the same line from Mr. Vivek. He's asking, a child who is always afraid, how can we improve them?
A child who is always
Always afraid. Afraid.
afraid.
So,
Afraid of what? Afraid of what?
Mr. Vivek, if in case you want to ask a question or maybe have clarify, you can please raise your hand. Or maybe you can put it in the chat box.
Because
Meanwhile,
a child can be afraid of many things.
hmm, so there's one question from Miss Kranti. She's asking, if there is a problematic child, is it possible to continue with flexible seating activity suggestions, please?
What is the definition of problematic child? So,
Actually,
no, actually, no child is problematic. So, what can be the problem? That child can be a bully, right? Or maybe the child might be using abusive language. That can be the problem. Or maybe the child, okay, I got afraid of studying as the no, problematic is problematic in my point of view. Have I gone to that child's level? I need to understand that child. Why that child is creating problem for me. That is not problematic child. It is on me how I am taking that child. If a child is all sweet and obeys, so no, that is not something I want. As my role is to take care of those children who need extra attention. That problematic is not a is not a positive word. The SEL is all about rephrasing your words. How? Because these 2 years they are like the womb. Whatever you hear, you become that. So if I am going to tell that child that is a problematic child, that is a problematic child, so that child is going to become a problematic child. So what I have to do, I have to take care. Okay, beta, what happened? You don't want to sit here. What do you want to do? Okay. So you need to talk one on one, and a simple pat on on the shoulder of the child. Okay, tell me what happened. That helps a lot. But yes, I understand as teachers, it becomes really difficult to give one-on-one, focus, or to pay attention. One-on-one becomes very difficult. You don't have to pay attention to each child, but yes, these children who demands for extra attention, you just have to give extra attention to these children. And please
Right.
do not label any child problematic. That is the main thing of SEL. Yeah.
Okay, so there were, I'll take up two more questions because there were many. So many of the people have asked if in case a parent is not ready to take the child for counseling, if in case they're hyperactive, how can teachers manage that situation? How can they talk to parents about it?
See, hyperactive is not something that need to be counseled. So there should be, either the child should have ADHD, depression, ADD, anything such things can be counseled. Hyperactivity is that the child has extra energy in him or her. So how you can channelize that energy? You can ask the child to take 2 rounds of the playground first and then come to the classroom. When the extra energy releases, then only the child can sit in the classroom. So if the parent is not ready, then it is okay. I'll make the child run in the 2 rounds in the playground and then make the child sit and learn.
Right. There's one great question that I just saw. It is from Neha Verma. She's asking what motivates student the most: rewards, recognition, or encouragement? Suggestions, please.
Whatever encourages you, because they are junior individuals, small individuals. They are not kids, they are small individuals, young individuals. So, whatever you think, whatever motivates you, that motivates the child also. So we consider them as children, but we need to consider them as young individuals with their likings, with their own dislikes, their own likes, their individuality. So rewards is, I will say that rewards not in a term of material, that is extrinsic thing that will give them motivation, but this will also make them more materialistic, and that will which is not good. Encouragement, but not always positive encouragement. Fake encouragement is not a thing. Encourage their efforts, the thing which we have already discussed. Encourage their effort, that is going to motivate them.
And I think it is very subjective. Every individual have their own
Yes,
motivations, right?
yes,
And
yes.
every child must have their own motivation. We cannot actually identify one thing in particular that this will
Yes, the
motivate,
only thing is it should not be materialistic,
right?
because
Yeah,
we
it should not
want.
make it materialistic.
Huh,
Yes,
huh, huh.
right. One last question. It is from Ishrat Manzoor, ma'am. How can we assess or measure SEL progress in students?
Come again.
How can we assess or measure SEL progress in students?
This all can be done through your records, and this is very subjective. This is something you have to be very, even as a teacher, you need to be very present in the classroom, and how much attention you have paid on that child in the beginning of the session till the end of the session. So it is very subjective.
I think behavioral changes in the child will always speak for how effective your
Of course.
strategies have been so far,
But that
right?
then I, as
Positive
a teacher,
changes.
I need to pay attention how the child
Right,
was
very
in the
much.
beginning and how,
Yes.
yes,
Highly attentive.
highly attentive.
All right. I've closed the chat box for now. Because there were too many questions that are flooding in. If in case any teacher have any questions which they want us to get answer of, you can message us on info@voltlearning.net, sorry. And we'll get back to you. We'll ask Abha ma'am whenever she has time. She'll frame the answers for those questions, and we'll get back to you. And with that, I would like to thank you, Abha ma'am, for such an informative session. It was the strategies and insight that you have shared just now were wonderful, and I think 100% implementable.
Thank you.
I am 100% sure that educators who join in today will implement those strategies and will definitely take advantage of those, making their classroom much happier places. Thank you all the educators for joining in today. We know this is festive season and everybody is busy, and the evenings are specifically very busy, but thank you so much for joining in. I would also like to take this opportunity to announce that we have a webinar lined up for 14th of October, which will be on thinking classroom, and where we will be talking about reasoning and aptitude, building reasoning and aptitude skills in your students. We will be sharing more information on your registered email IDs. We would like to end the session today with great gratitude towards Abha ma'am and all the educators for connecting and for making this webinar a huge hit. We enjoyed all the conversations that we saw in the chat box. Thank you, Abha ma'am, and thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you, Saloni.
Thank you. I'll be ending the session today, ma'am. Okay. Thanks.
Okay.